What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods Expert Mode. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode I was having some problems trying to figure out what I was doing wrong here. We looked in the tablet at this ritual for the wild wood. It's right here under the ritual section. So you read through here, it shows you the materials, and it gives you this. So I asked you guys what I was doing wrong, and I had a few helpful comments and I had a few not so helpful comments. Unfortunately, I've had a standing rule on this channel for a long time that if you're rude to me or other people, I just block you. And unfortunately, I had to block at least one person for being rude in the comments about it. I mean, I even explained that I've never used the mod before. Yeah, so anyway, I went off to Google and I was looking for all the different things to do for this mod, for the different rituals, and I wasn't finding anything that was useful. I mean, I read through all the stuff for the altar here, and then I looked at the wildwood recipe. Apparently, there is other things we have to do here, as it was explained to me in the comments by some helpful people. There's standing stones. Yeah, so I did not know that there were standing stones that we need, and as I was looking at this, I saw that there are different tiers. There's enhanced standing stones and energized standing stones. And in fact, I went through JEI here, and I saw that there's a whole different amount of them. Hopefully we don't need anything more than these mundane standing stones. But yes, the recipe is changed from what it shows in the book. In the book for the standing stones, it is just some rune stones and redstone. But in this mod pack, those recipes have been changed. So it's rune stones plus dawnstone nugget plus petal dust. Yeah. Okay, so the petal dust, that's the thing we have to do with the mortar and pestle. We need the old roots, and then I think we need a poppy and a red mushroom and something. Anyway, we made that a few times already before. So we know how to make that. Dawnstone, though, we can now make with our metal alloyer, which is really, really helpful. So it's just copper and gold dust. So we can just put that into our metal alloyer down here and get that knocked out. So what we need to do is make, I think is it 8? Let me go back and look. Yeah, 8 standing stones. I hope these are the base tier ones. If not, we'll have to do something else. But I think it's just the base tier ones. We have to make 8 of these standing stones, place those around, and then I do believe this ritual should work once we get the incense lit. So let me go ahead and start working on that stuff, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so this is the ritual all set up. Once again, we got the mundane standing stones around. Now, I'm kind of worried that this is going to require higher tier standing stones. It doesn't really say what kind they are in the book here, but I'm worried because it's like the last item in this section. Before that, it talks about the enhanced and the energized. I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully, this is just going to work. We just need to light our braziers here. Go ahead and click all 4 of these. All right, so hopefully we got it going. Oh! I think a thing's happening. All right, there we go. Wildwood log. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's too bad that I didn't know that these things were required to be there. Yeah, I do believe somebody had also mentioned in the comments when you look at the ritual here, on this thing, like you could hover your mouse over these things and see what they are. Unfortunately, that's not the case. If you could hover your mouse over these and there was like a little tooltip that popped up like these, that would make this so much easier to understand, but unfortunately that's not the case. Maybe they'll add that in the future. I don't know. But anyway, we got ourselves our wildwood logs. Alright guys, so I went ahead and made a bunch more of the wildwood. It looks like you can stack it up about 5 blocks higher than the ritual itself. I think I went 6 blocks and that top row didn't get finished, or maybe it's 6 blocks is tall. Anyway, I made a bunch more of this stuff, so we have plenty of it for what we need to do. So the wildwood log goes around our pure daisy. Yeah, these are the blocks that get turned into the living wood for this mod. Well, I guess in this mod pack they do. So yeah, that'll allow us to make some living wood, and with the living wood, we should be able to make ourselves the mana spreader that we were trying to make previously. So yeah, the mana spreader is made out of this living wood stuff, and then this wildwood bark symbol. So that is wildwood bark. So 4 logs turn into 4 wildwood bark, and then with a flint, we can make that into a symbol. So that's the next thing that we need to do. We need a piece of flint for that. It seems like flint is kind of used for a lot of different things in this particular mod pack. All right, so there is wildwood bark. And there is a wildwood bark symbol. I don't know what we can do with this wildwood bark. Probably going to turn them all into these symbols here in a little bit. But yeah, these should be about done over here now. I do believe it should take 1 minute for them to convert after you place them down. Yeah, there they go. Now they're changing. Now we got the stuff that we're looking for. Oh, I put my axe away, I think. Yep, right here. Stone lumber axe. All right. So we can go ahead and break that and break these. And now we have our living wood. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, the living wood plus that, the other thing that we just made, the wildwood bark symbol, plus was it gold ingot? Yeah, gold ingot and then a petal. Okay, we should be able to do all of that stuff. Let's make a petal. Actually, let's use one of these gray ones since we have a lot of that. And then a gold ingot. Running low on gold. All right, so mana spreader. There it is. All right, so now with the mana spreader, we can take mana being produced by our endo flames. The endo flames go into the mana spreader. The mana spreader will shoot the mana into our mana pool, which I have put somewhere. I'll have to find out where I put it. You know, I clicked that button again. I was on the crafting grid. I was doing something. Where was it? It was on one of these crafting grids. I don't know. Maybe I was just right here. And I clicked this button and put everything that was in my inventory in all the chests around. So it could be hiding somewhere. I'll have to find it. But yeah, the mana spreader will shoot the mana into the mana pool. We'll start being able to collect the mana. And then we should be able to drop this greenhouse glass in there to get our mana glass. Let me find the mana pool and we'll get this all set up. All right, guys, so I found our mana pool. Yeah, it was in one of our random chests over there. So there's the mana pool. We'll put the mana spreader like so. Oh, we're gonna have to make a wand of the forest, I think, unless I place this in the correct direction. Let's see, I thought you could just place it right like this. Okay, there we go. So that is pointing at the mana pool. Otherwise, we'd have to use a wand of the forest and point it at it manually. Okay, so now that we got that like that, we have the mana spreader down. If we place flowers nearby the mana spreader, they should automatically link to this. Otherwise, you have to manually link them if you place a mana spreader later. So there's 8 of our endo flames, our mana spreader, and our mana pool. So now the only thing we need to do is place down 8 different burnable, furnace burnable material, I do believe. So we use glass or maybe these things. We could try these. I'm sure those will work. Those have a longer burn time than coal. I don't think we need a whole lot of mana being made right now. This should get it going. So we just drop those right here. Those flowers should pick it up, start producing mana. Yep. It sends it right to the mana pool and then or to the mana spreader, and that's just shooting all the mana that's being generated right here. So now that we have that, we should be able to take our greenhouse glass and throw it in there and get our mana glass. So I don't remember exactly how much of this stuff we needed. I was looking at the uses for that, and we can see that 1 mana glass will be 1 basic capacitor. With this other stuff, yeah, we still got a lot of other things to do before we can get this going. But now that we got this going, that should make our lives a little bit easier. So I'll just let that finish up. The mana will collect here, and then we will just leave it there for now. We're going to have to work on the next part of this, though, which is going to be actually additions. So we need to make ourselves the empowerer, plus the display stands that go around the empowerer. Yeah, the empowerer goes in the center, and then display stands around the outside. Those have to get power. They shoot a beam, and then things happen. So I'll look at that here in a second. So let's take a look at that. The empowerer and then display stand. You actually have to put a display stand into this recipe, I believe. Yeah, display stand. So we need steel casings for the empowerer. Steel fences, a single battery, which is a nori crystals, which you can get with the atomic reconstructor. So we need to get an atomic reconstructor first before we work on any of these things, since the empowerer requires it. Okay, so the atomic reconstructor is made with iron casing, redstone, and iron ingots. That's not so bad, right? So block of black quartz, iron plates, and aluminum brass ingots. I do believe we have the aluminum brass ingots all ready to go. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we have aluminum brass. So we got that. We need iron plates. So let's grab 4 iron and we will run that through our machine over here. And then we'll look at whatever the last thing is, the black quartz, while this is processing. A little lag spike. All right, and then the black quartz is black quartz. 4 quartz equals a block, and that is crushed black quartz. smelted, or you can take the black quartz ore and smelt it. Either way. Is there another way to do it? If we put the black quartz ore into the crusher, we get 2 at a time. That's probably what we want to do then. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. This is going to take its time. I do believe I have mined up some of that black quartz ore in preparation for doing actually additions things in the future. And yes, we have a few stacks of it actually. So I will just take it over here to our crusher, dump it in there and just let it go. And we can do other things while it's processing that. Yeah, since we only needed what, I think 16? Hold on, how many did we need? Oh, no, just 4. Okay, well, anyway, we will have some extra for later. Yeah, don't jump in there. Don't jump in there. That'll be bad. All right, black quartz ore. It'd help if I threw it inside. There it goes. All right, and 4. All right, that's all we needed. So that should allow us to make the 1 block that we need. Very cool. We'll grab our iron plates over here, and then we should be able to take the quartz block, the iron plates, and the brass, the aluminum brass, and make ourselves the iron casing, I believe is what it was that we're making with that. All right, and this, nice. Iron casing. Okay, so now we need 4 more iron and 4 more redstone. There's that and that. And atomic reconstructor made. Awesome. So the atomic reconstructor, we can power that with some LV, copper cables, these things. And then we needed the Inori crystal, which I do believe is iron. Although that can be changed. No, that's iron. All right, so we need 5 iron put through there. The basic coil is redstone crystal, which is redstone put through there. All right, so we're gonna need a few things. I'll grab some redstone. I'll grab some iron. Actually, maybe not that much. Maybe we'll just do 1 block. Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine having extra of the redstone crystals because then we're gonna need those later to empower those even further. Okay, so let's just stick this. Yeah, we need our power once again. I guess we could put it over on this one. That's fine. We'll just have the place forward. Redstone torch. Right. Is that what we need? Hold redstone torch to toggle. Okay, so that machine, when it gets power, will just automatically pulse and it'll just waste power. We don't want that happening. Oops. What we want to do is have it so when we press a button, or I guess step on a pressure plate, whichever way you want to set that up, it'll do 1 pulse, and then anything that's in front of it, it'll convert into the next tier of the item, whatever it is that you're trying to make. Need 2 more mallow berries. Okay, so let's grab, well, first of all, let's grab a button. So a piece of stone should work. And then we'll need a redstone torch. I forgot that you needed to set these things. All right, so there's that, and then a button. Yeah, that's the way we'll set up. Again, a pressure plate would work. Like you could put down a wooden pressure plate, and then when you drop something on there, it'll just shoot the laser. Whichever way you want to do it. I kind of find like maybe I don't want it to go right away. I want it to delay, and just putting a button down there is fine for me. All right, so we'll just put a button. Actually, right there is bad. We'll put the button on the side. We'll put the power connector on the top. Like so. There we go. Whoop. Yep, see, there you go. Now it's just lasering. Okay, redstone mode pulse. Now it'll only laser when we put, or when we push the button. All right, so right in front of this thing, we'll put a block of redstone and these 9 blocks. I'm sorry, a block of iron and then 9 blocks of redstone. Now we'll press the button. And now those things get converted into these guys. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So now that we have that, we should be able to continue on with this. Use a redstone crystal for this thing. And then black quartz and more redstone crystal for this. We're going to need gold figured out. I know we had some gold over here. Yeah, we have 21 gold dust. This will smelt down into regular gold ingots. So I can put that into the smelter and just pour out a gold block. I'll probably end up doing that. Anyway, let me get a little bit more of this stuff prepared and going, and then we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so I got most of the parts together for the Empowerer. Yeah, the only thing we're missing right now is our display stands. We need to have 5 of these. 4 of them go around the Empowerer, and then 1 of them for the recipe for the Empowerer itself. I also made the steel casings. These are coal blocks, or I guess pieces of coal that are put in front of our laser over here. But yeah, we need to do a bunch of these authentic quartz and the green quartz. So this stuff is regular quartz block put through. I do believe we have to put 15 of those through there, so we'll just do that now. So there's 15 of those, and we'll hit the button. There we go. Okay, so now we got this stuff. Now the other one is chiseled quartz. So we can use a chisel, or we can put those into slabs, put the slabs on top of each other, and then recombine them into the chiseled stuff. I think it's probably just easier this way. So chiseled quartz block. Okay, I wasn't sure if our chisel was going to have enough durability. I brought a stick and a diamond so we can make ourselves a diamond chisel that'll have a lot more durability for the future. Anyway, we got that stuff together. So now we need to put our chiseled quartz here and then laser those. And there we go. All right, so now we got the green, we got the white quartz. So we should be able to make 5 of our display stands, take one of those and make our Empowerer. So yes, we're going to be progressing a little bit into actually additions now, which is awesome. All right, so let's take a look at this display stand. There you go. There's 5 of them and then 1 Empowerer. Nice. All right, so now we got these things. So each one of these does require its own power. So we need an LV wire connector for each one of those. And then we need LV wires going from the display stands to wherever our power supply is going to. So we might need another relay. I'm not sure. And we're definitely going to need more of the coil of wires. I don't think I had any more copper here. No. So I'll just go ahead and do 3 more copper ingots over here. Maybe we should do 9. I don't know. Anyway, I'll put 3 of them through here on the extruding setting. And then we will just steal a copper wire, probably from the laser thing, to get our Empowerer going for now. All right, so yeah, our laser thing is probably going to be set up something like this with our relay above and then going down to the other ones. I suppose is going to be the best way of doing it. So, or we could just put it right here and take it off this. I don't know. Anyway, what we need to do is have the Empowerer in the center. So let's see. If we're going to put it over here, it would go like that. And then we have to have the display stands. I think it's 1 or 2 blocks away from this. I can't remember. I feel like it's just 1 block away. So something like this. Well, not like that, obviously. Well, let me just break both of those, I suppose. Hello, zombie. You're going to be annoying. Let me get rid of you. You're done. Okay, so yeah, we can put the display stand here. And then one of them's going to go over the water. So I'll have to remove that. This stuff will probably find a better home somewhere else. Once we get better power wires over here. What else did you drop? A zombie head and then some steel boots. All right. So yeah, the wires, the power for this will probably end up just putting the, well, not like that. We'll probably end up putting the connectors on there on the sides. Let me grab this. There we go. That. So like this, like that. I don't know how this one's going to be connected. I guess we could do that. I don't know if that's going to block like the path or if that matters. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll find out, see how this goes. But yeah, this is going to look pretty ugly. But we need to get these things powered up. And this is our only power supply. And we don't have better power cables at this point in time. So yeah, each one of these are charging up with a little bit of power. It looks like that one is charging up a little slower. All right, and then we also need to put one over here. I guess we can put that down there for now, and then put this here, and then break out that block. Do I still have my axe in my inventory? Doesn't look like it, does it? All right, I'll just, oh, you know what? It's wood. We can't punch it. We have to use an axe. I forgot about that. Okay, so stone mattock. There we go. All right, so that should be fine. And then we will also put our LV wire connector here. Yeah, I'm just gonna fill that in, I do believe. So we needed 1 more wire. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess we can just steal the one off our laser thing for now until we make another one. I'll have to make another one here. Where's that going? Come here. All right, so we needed the wire coil from this one to this one. Great, so all of these things should be getting power now. Once they're full of power, we can begin the process. The only thing we need to do is put the items around the outside, item on the inside, and things just start working. Okay, well, now that we got this hooked up, I'm going to take a moment here, get the rest of our recipes going, and then we will start empowering things. All right, guys, so we got all the parts together, and we should be able to start looking at making some of the empowered redstone crystals. So yeah, I realized I placed these display stands one block too close. Hello. Get rid of the creeper. All right. So yeah, I placed the display stands one block too close. They need 2 blocks of space between the display stand and the empower. So I made that change. Oh my goodness. Everybody's just going to... Nice shades, guy. Nice shades. Did you drop those shades? No. That's too bad. So anyway, we have all these things together. So we want to make the empowered version of these redstone crystals, right? So you can do it 2 ways. You can empower the single or you can empower the block. If you empower the single, you still have to use the same materials to do each individual empowering, right? It goes faster. Like the block goes 9 times slower than doing the single crystals, but you also have to use one of these recipes every single time you want to do one single thing, right? So I think it just makes more sense to do 9 at a time, do a block. It does go 9 times as slow though, but yeah, you save on the resources and it's good that way. So yeah, having the LV wire connectors on the inside apparently does work just fine. And it does use some power as it's doing this process. I don't remember exactly how long this whole thing takes. I think the time that it takes is variable per mod pack. So, I guess that doesn't take much time at all. It doesn't seem to use that much power either. What was that? About 15,000 per? So about a total of 60,000 for one of these blocks. Does it say in here that it uses that much? No, it doesn't say that it uses anything in here. Okay, well, yeah, about 60,000 RF seems to be the price tag for one of those. So now we have these empowered crystals. That is the next thing that we needed to get these basic capacitors. Now the final step is we have to get these silver clumps. Now the silver clumps looks like we can get those from a purification chamber, but we're gonna need oxygen. Now we can put it looks like flint into the purification chamber to make some oxygen and get one of these going if we wanted to make only one of these basic capacitors. Now, I don't remember exactly what it was that we needed those for, but I do believe we need more than one, right? So we're probably going to want to set up an operation here. Yeah, we're trying to make the machine chassis. So I guess we could get by with just one. But yeah, I think I tried that before the last time I messed around with mechanism. It just didn't seem like it was worth it. So we're probably going to end up needing 2 different machines. An electrolytic separator, which we're going to have to separate hydrogen and oxygen from water. We should probably take a look at that. The electrolytic separator is not expensive. Okay, so it requires an enriched alloy, which is iron with some redstone in the metallurgic infuser. We already have that machine. And it requires this electrolytic core, which is more iron and redstone, and then some gold, iron, osmium. All of that stuff is rather inexpensive. So getting one of those machines, pumping water into it, will make both hydrogen and oxygen. We need the oxygen for the purification chamber. So I guess the next thing is the purification chamber itself. What does that cost to make? Purification chamber, this guy. We don't need the factory, just this thing. Okay, so to make a purification chamber, basic control circuit, so that's osmium and redstone in the metallurgic, and then these were iron and redstone in the metallurgic. We need an enrichment chamber on top of that, so that is more iron and redstone, or osmium and redstone, I mean. Some more redstone, some more iron, and then the steel casing. So none of this stuff is really that bad, but it is a lot of crafting. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it. I'll make ourselves a purification chamber and electrolytic separator, and then we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, so now we got a few more, well, I guess a couple more machines here. We have our electrolytic separator and our purification chamber. So let's go ahead and set these guys down here. These aren't going to be the permanent spots for these machines. Yeah, I still need to figure out where we're going to put all these things. I was thinking we were going to put these in the villager houses, but honestly, there's not a lot of room for some of these things. Like this right here requires a decent amount of space just for this layout. Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to fit in there, or we'll have to tear down some of these or build something. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. But anyway, so our electrolytic separator right here, we should be able to put water in there, and that should be able to separate the water into hydrogen and oxygen. Now I assume since I place the machine this direction, that oxygen will be on the right hand side. It should automatically export into our purification chamber here, and we could do a site config. Let's go ahead and turn a lot of these things off. And there we go. Okay, so on this side we want input dark red, energy extra. Let's take a look at the interface on this thing. So oxygen is here. Maybe that needs to be purple. Extra purple. Okay, and then this does not have a configuration. It just has ports on either side where it pushes the gas. I think this is the water in. That's probably hydrogen out and then oxygen out on this side, I think is how that works. Anyway, let's go ahead and connect up some power to these things. Hopefully it don't require a whole lot of power. And this is using a little bit of power here to make hydrogen. I don't see any oxygen here, and we do have oxygen over here. Perfect. So that's exactly how we wanted this thing to work. So now it's filling up its internal power buffer. Yep. This one's full. That one's doing its thing. All right, so now we need to grab some silver ore and put it in there so we can get some silver clumps. Now, if we also had the other part of the 5XOR processing, we could put other things in there. But yeah, for right now, I think we're just going to stick with the silver. Oh yeah, we have some right here. I don't know how many do. How about 8? I don't know how much the little bit of oxygen that we put in there is going to handle. I think we'll just stick with 8 and see how that goes for now. And get purified. Is that, oh yeah, there's a little bit of oxygen over here. Okay, so it is using some for this. And there we go, there's some silver clumps. Perfect. So now we go back to basic capacitor. We should have everything together now to make one of these things, finally. I'll go and grab another bucket of water. We probably will want to figure out a way to automatically fill this full of water. Also, this side is filling full of hydrogen. When this thing gets all the way to the top, this machine is no longer gonna work. So if we want to keep working and producing oxygen only, and we don't care about the hydrogen, we can set this to dump excess. So when this goes to the very top, it'll fill up its internal tank, and then anything extra will just go away. You can set it on to dumping, which just deletes it, or idle, which is the way it is by default. I think dumping excess is what we want it to be for right now. All right, so we have a lack of oxygen still. Oh man, that still needs more water than what we gave it. I thought that was going to be enough. I'll put a couple buckets in there just to make sure this thing keeps going. And we'll also have to make sure that's set on dumping excess. Once again, yes it is. Okay, so yeah, everything should be fine. We'll keep providing oxygen over here. There's also, I do believe, a gas upgrade we can put into this thing, which will make it use less. Yeah, gas upgrade, which will make it more efficient with its oxygen usage, so it won't need as much. So that might be something we look at. So there's 24 of those. We have some of the empowered stuff, and then we have the man of glass. So now we should be able to make ourselves some of our basic capacitors. I do believe the basic capacitor was our hold back in order to start into Ender IO. So at this point, we should be able to start into Ender IO, do all the machines that we want to do from there, get into the sag mill and the furnace and all of that kind of stuff. And that should be really, really good. So let's try making, well, there's one and there's 2. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we finally were able to get our first little bit of Ender IO made, which is pretty awesome. It took a little bit longer than I was expecting it to get to this point. But now that we got access to Ender IO, hopefully things are going to start getting a little bit easier. I mean, we still have to do all of these things to prepare for the Ender IO machines. And then also we're going to want to look at getting our power going a little bit better. That one water wheel we have that's powering everything right now is working, but we could use something a little bit better. So upgrading our powers in the future, getting some kind of automated resource collections in the future. We got a lot of things coming up, guys. But anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.